Well, the time has just gone 19 minutes past 9 a.m. as we continue with our broadcast this morning. We stay in the company of our Salam media listeners, our viewers on the various platforms. Also, One Nation 88.9 FM out of Polokwane. We welcome you to this particular segment of the show. We'll be with you right until 10 a.m. and still a lot of ground to cover from now right until 10 a.m. on News and Views with myself, Inayat Wadi. Now, today, we are looking at trade union Cosatu, the International Day for Decent Work, and this is a march that is taking place today. And we are going straight across to be joined by the Cosatu General Secretary, Phetoe, about these nationwide protests that are taking place to recognize what is termed the International Day of Decent Work. Solly, good morning to you and welcome.
Good morning and good morning to our listeners.
Yes, Solly, and for a long, long time, we know COSATU has expressed serious concerns with regards to the plight of workers, with regard to joblessness, with regard to decent work, the treatment of people that work, the payment of people, so many issues that workers are actually facing many, many challenges, Solly, right across the entire country.
Yes, no, you're correct that we've been raising some of these issues. Many of those issues are still as they are for some times, and there are issues that we have managed to gain. For example, the issue of the national minimum wage to be extended to the domestic workers, all farm workers to be equalized. It has been achieved. The issue of the UIF for the domestic workers to be able to claim the UIF in line with in relation to the maternity leave, the issue of the compensation act in terms of the injury on duty, at least we've managed to put, but there are many issues that are still there. There are employers who are not complying in terms of occupational health and safety, employers not comply in terms of the issues of the sexual harassment at the workplace. There are many issues, as I said, but the most important thing is the 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 the, the unemployment rate that is increasing in the country, the issue of the poverty, the inequalities, the issue of the cost of living are still continuing. And the reason why today we've taken up this day as International Decent Work Day to continue to fight against employers who continue to undermine the Labor Relations Act or the rights of the workers.
Solly, where are we going wrong and why are employers not complying?
No, the employers are not complying because even people who are supposed to be the custodian of the Labor Relations Act or the custodians of the Constitution are also undermining. So the employers are doing that on the basis that they take a cue from our own government that is supposed to prosecute all those employers who are not there, who are not complying with the act. So it is on that basis because that we also include government as employers or the public service immediately after, especially after they undermine the collective bargaining of the 21 of 1001 of 2018. So there are many issues that we think that if government was decisive in dealing with the issues of corruption in the private sector, dealing with the corruption in government, I'm sure we would have not been where we are. The unemployment rate since the COVID-19 has increased. You will recall that in 2020, we lost almost about 2 million work jobs in South Africa. And one of the reasons they are using employers about COVID, but we know that even before the COVID, employers will continue giving Section 189, where they are retrenching workers.
Yes.
So those are the challenges that we're facing, and we will at some stage, as COSATU, sit down with all the federations, like we did in 2024, the 24th of August 2022, where we invited all the federations in South Africa to embark on a National Day of Action. We are following up on issues that we raised, and particularly for those who have not responded in our memorandum.
Yes, Solly, this is all about a basic human right. This is about the dignity of someone who is working. And when we're talking about just the term alone, decent work, the right of a worker, the right to being to have to dignity, the right to be paid fairly, the right. In fact, we have a saying actually in our religion where we talk about paying the worker before his sweat even dries. Now, all of this, in an age where we're talking of technology and in an advanced age, when we're talking about a basic right that is not even given to a worker, and they don't enjoy the dignity that they should be enjoying. Clearly, we have got a major problem, Solly.
Yes, no, no, you are correct. That is why we're taking up those issues. The people are undermining the rights of the workers, especially employers, both in the private sector and government. They are undermining the rights of workers. They're undermining the legislation that we have. So it is on that basis that COSATU we felt that we must fight. That's why I'm saying one day we have to come back as COSATU, engage ourselves and decide to take what is called a total shutdown, not for one day, not for half day, but a continuation until they respond positively to the issues that are affecting workers.
Solly, tell us about the march that is taking place today.
We have in all the 9 provinces, all if you calculate our activities today, decentralized for almost about 30 activities, all of them, and we expect that workers will come out in numbers. Will be marching to the treasuries, will march into the TMR, will be marching to Walmart, Massmart subsidiaries like Game, Metro, Macro, where workers are being retrenched, workers are dismissed, unions are being undermined, there's union bashing in those companies. We'll be marching to all of those areas, marching to some employers who continue to undermine the legislation and the Labor Relation Act. So we will be having about 30 activities all over the country, and we expect that it will be a massive action.
Solly, just finally, how much pressure has this put on an organization like COSATU, where we see the state of
About what?
joblessness? How much pressure has this put on COSATU, especially in the light of what you have been saying, in the light of people losing jobs, in the light of where we are economically, in the light of non-compliance, both on the part of the government and on private sector, and also a lack of direction as to where we should be actually going to resolve this issue?
I'm not sure about your question. You ask how much pressure that cause that will put to those people.
No, no, no. How much pressure is this putting on COSATU as an organization to address all these issues?
There is a pressure from COSATU. There is a pressure from our members, from those who are not members, from those who would want to join COSATU. There's a hell of a pressure from our side. That's why we've got to push these issues. Like you said in your introduction, we're not raising these issues for the first time. And that's why I responded. Some of the issues that we've been raising, we have managed to achieve, but 80 or 70% of some of those issues are still relevant today, have not been addressed, and it's getting worse because of the issues that we raise. The issue that I've said already that the custodian of the legislation, the constitution who's supposed to lead by example, are also part of those people who are undermining the laws of this country. So there is a lot of pressure from our side, and we will think that we will be able to deal with these issues. We will be able to manage to win some of those issues. Prior to that, as I said, at some stage this year, we will be talking, sitting down and saying, what next? How do we then deal with these issues? Because it clearly shows that one day or a half a day strike or action, it doesn't make any positive response from them. So either we'll take a sit-in or a continuous on a daily basis. We take 2 hours, 3 hours until we think that pressure will be in the side of employers who are making profit, including government, to respond to those issues. So,
Well,
answering your question, there's a lot of pressure from our side to address those issues. As you said, that workers are really undermined. The issues of workers is go to the vulnerable areas, go like here in where I'm deployed, there's a farm here called Z2. It, it's a union bashing farm. They don't want the union workers. If you join the union workers are dismissed, if you get a woman is pregnant at work, that woman is dismissed for being pregnant. It can't happen when the laws is there in terms of making sure to respect women, but it's not happening in some of those areas. And you ask yourself the question, where are the inspectors who supposed to put pressure, who's supposed to make sure that the employers comply with the legislation? So it's an issue that you can see that in all over the country there's an issue of corruption. Corruption starts right at the level of inspectors where workers are supposed to be treated fairly. But employers, because they don't have that they know that they are not compliant, they will quickly make sure that inspectors are not putting, giving them a certificate of non-compliance and take action. So we'll continue to raise some of those issues.
Well, Solly, thank you very much for that. And as always, for your time, we wish you all the best. We wish the organization well with regard to the march today. And certainly looking forward to future engagements. But more importantly, something has got to be done. And this cannot continue forever and ever. Take care and please be safe.
Thank you very much.
Soli Phetoe joining us this morning, and he is the Cosatu General Secretary. The march that is taking place right across the entire country, 9 provinces in the country, and this is to mark International Day for Decent Work. The time is just headed to 9:30 a.m. We're going to go for a break. We'll be back.